I feel like every couple of months, we constantly find this cycle of FouseyTube just doing a bunch of stupid stuff just to get more attention onto his brand. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, it's kind of the more recent things that happened over on TikTok, where he refused to take a picture with a fan and kind of like bombarded him saying like, oh yeah, that picture wouldn't be worth anything. And how the only thing that would probably get him is like females to try to talk to him, which is insane. But I'm getting way too far ahead of myself, and we will talk about that later on in the video. I think we should start off with where we left off on the last video on the main channel. And that was when I talked about how Fousey just acts like he's a god and how he wants people to just look up to him and talk to him as if he's this respectable man, when all he ever does is just crash out. Throughout this whole entire year, we keep seeing this cycle of Fousey acting like he's at the very bottom of the totem pole, but constantly getting all of his fame and clout back and then ruining it again. He constantly blames it on mental health, which it could possibly be, but I feel like he does it way too much, and he uses it as a crutch to act like how he acts, to not deal with any repercussions for his actions. It feels like just yesterday, Fousey came back to streaming after not doing any content at all on his main channel and actually live streaming, and it seemed like he just started his career just the other day. But it's been almost 2 years since Fousey came back to making content. And yes, he did start from the very bottom because he had nothing when he started live streaming, but he had so much help with Aiden Ross, Neon, all of these other content creators who were way bigger than him that really gave him a push to the top. And what did he do to them once he finally got to the top? He would disrespect them, talk about them, say that he never needed them, and then cut them off one by one. And it's not even really cutting them off and talking to them personally. He would just do this on live stream. And you know why he would do this on a live stream? Because he knew that it would get views. See, Fousey doesn't think like a normal person. All he does is think about how something can make him money or how he can get views on a certain situation. I don't even think he does it for the money now. I think he's just a narcissist who does it just for people to look at his channel. I feel like we constantly see this from Fousey, where he'll like build himself up, he'll talk to a bunch of people, he'll make it to where he seems like this humble person, but then out of nowhere he'll get into a manic episode. And again, I do understand that manic episodes and bipolar and everything is real things. And if you're not medicated or if you don't take care of yourself and you have those triggers keep going off, then that won't be good for your mental health. And you could spiral like what Fousey does every now and then. But I feel like he puts more like fuel to the fire by acting like how he does, especially on like these live streams. It all started last year where he would just like act like a complete dickhead during his live streams. He would like press his security, freak out, scream, shout at the top of his lungs, fight people out in public. And then there's like a clip that went like very viral where he said that he just slept with like a drunk lady like in the bathroom. So that happened as well. And he started freaking out. And I think what happens with Fousey is once the cracks start to be shown and they become more prominent and people start picking up this situation or the drama that's unfolding around him, that's when he starts to break more and more and more and starts to act more like a drama queen. I feel like, again, we keep seeing this from Fousey because after this, he spent some time off of live streaming, which is what people wanted because nobody really wanted to see him go into this descent, like this fall from grace into like the bottom of the bottom again, because he does seem like a genuine person, but when the manic episodes kick in, when he doesn't pay attention to his mental health, when he tells his therapist that she doesn't know what she's talking about, when he doesn't take anybody else's advice on what he should do, that's when he starts to be like turned into a really, really big idiot. But again, this has happened before and it's happened more recently. And he just continues to act like he's either going to end his life or he's just going to leave the internet altogether. And a lot of the times, these are just promotions just to either have a bigger live stream when he comes back or to get more views on the product, which is what we already talked about in this video. But I just can't help it because this man will literally constantly throw anybody underneath the bus. Literally anyone. There's a clip that went around where he kept talking like crazy about Aiden Ross. And then Aiden texted him and was like, oh yeah, I don't want to deal with you anymore. This is like, well, there's no hate, but I'm just not going to talk to you anymore. And he got visibly upset about that. And it's like, This dude is in his 30s and he still acts like he's like 17, 18, 19 and is still like making mistakes, but that he'll learn from them. And I feel like there's a certain point, maybe it's the clout, maybe it's because back when he was making prank videos, he acted like the super humble person, but he actually wasn't. So all the money went to his head. And then it really, I feel like money can actually change your brain, like how it acts and how it operates, especially if you get money when you're younger. Like we see like Jack Doherty acting like a nut. The only person that I can think of that really doesn't act crazy, and maybe he does behind the scenes, is Aiden Ross. But you can put in the comments down below if you think I'm wrong. I just feel like Fousey sees the money come in, and then once like something happens to where his views start to drop, that's when he would make controversy just for people to watch him. Or he'll say that people are like view botting, and that's the reason why, is because he's exposing cake. It's very just insane things. And then all of a sudden, after I made my video on him a couple months ago, he switched up his content entirely, and then all of a sudden wanted to be some sort of rapper. It's just pretty funny as well. Like, here's a snippet of one of his videos that, like, one of the first music videos that he released, and people literally laughed because of it.
Triple threat when I feel boxed in. Don't call me by no bitch if she ain't top 10. I've been somewhere overseas making.
And as you know, Fousey probably wouldn't take too kindly to that, so he was getting more and more upset when people were making videos on his lyrics and on his music video. So then he would make a diss track aimed at a bunch of streamers. And here's the disconnect. He wants to be this super huge like rapper who doesn't need the streaming community or whatever else. Like, he acts like he's too good to be a streamer now. But he constantly name drops in his like music in order for these streamers to like actually react to the video or to his music, which is insane. How could you say that you don't want to be a streamer and how like it doesn't help you? But then you make music videos and music itself name dropping these content creators so that they can react to the video and that the video can get more views. It's just, again, it's just insane. Then we have it to where he's out in public and people like are going up to ask him for pictures. And imagine this. You see your favorite actor. My favorite actor gotta be Jim Carrey. So imagine I go outside and I'm just walking around my block and for some reason Jim Carrey's right on the corner. I don't know, probably being a stripper. Who knows? But I see him on the side. I go up to him and I'm like, hey man, you're my favorite actor. I was wondering if you can get like a picture with me. And he stops me mid-sentence and he's like, yeah man, I can't do that. Like, you could have asked me 1,000 different questions in order to progress in life. I know all the answers. But instead, you're asking me for a picture. The picture's not going to do anything for you. The picture's not going to do anything for you. The only thing you'll get is people sliding up in your DMs and trying to hit you up because you got a picture with me. That's not going to help you out in the future. You're just doing it for clout. Imagine that. Imagine, okay, so maybe it's not Jim Carrey. Maybe it's your favorite actor and that happens to you. You'll be like, what the hell? And then you walk away and then Jim Carrey takes a picture with a fan without any ridicule. I would be like, damn, that's crazy. But this is exactly what happened to a TikToker. And I'll try to find the clip of what happened on Fousey's stream because I believe there is like a point of view from Fousey where he actually has the interaction before it got cut off. And then I'll put the TikToker's reaction to it and kind of expose Fousey. And then I guess Fousey actually responded to all of this while he was in the gym and said other things like that. Like that it wouldn't really be beneficial for the kid anyways. Now he's just trying to like do him a favor. I don't know. It's all just a bunch of hoopla.
In this way.
If I wanted to. Yes, sir. Sure. Yeah. You could take it, but you have to answer a question.
What's your question?
Why do people want pictures? Like, for example, how old are you?
I'm 18.
And you've probably seen me on social media.
Yeah.
So you met me in person now.
Okay.
You could have come up and asked anything you wanted in life. How do I make money? How do I do this? But you said, how can I get a picture? Now let me ask you this. How's that picture going to make you money?
It's not.
It's not. What's that picture going to do for you outside of getting a couple of biddies to DM you and say, oh my God, you met him?
It's not going to do anything for me.
Exactly. So why do your generation want pictures? I'm not being disrespectful. I'm going to take a picture. I'm trying to learn. I'm older.
Yeah. I guess it's just for like a memory, but you're right. It's not going to do anything for me.
It's not going to do anything.
Okay. So right now I'm a content creator.
You could have come up and asked anything you wanted in life. How do I make money? How do I...
Bro, all I wanted was a picture. I never think it was gonna get that serious. I never think it's ever that deep. All right, so first off, before that clip happened, I saw him in the store. The store's called Feature, and he was just like singing. Boy, I thought that shit was like a music video. Like he was just singing his heart out. I was like, what are we doing? I didn't know who it was until I was like, wait, is that Fousey? I used to watch his prank videos like, bro, like 10 years ago. So I was like, bro, just like, why not? Like, let me just ask for a flick. He gave me a full-on lecture and breakdown of how that picture's not gonna do anything for my life. That wasn't the point of the picture. And then he goes on to say, like, this generation, like, bro, people have wanted to take pictures with other people since pictures were a thing. Like, since that shit released. Like, and then he proceeds to tell me that biddies are gonna swipe up and say, oh my God, you met Fousey. Not a single female is gonna swipe up because I was with him. And you know what's so funny too? Like right after that conversation ended, another fan like asked for a picture, and he's like, "All right, like what? Like how you gonna have that entire conversation with me and then let it slide for somebody else?" I don't know, bro. I was just shopping at the mall. I just wanted a picture. I didn't think it was that deep.
Fousey constantly gets into this part of his life where he'll just act like he's this like perfect person, a god, if we shall say, and how people should respect him. Wallahi. But how could you respect yourself when you constantly crash out? That makes no sense. All he does is crash out for content. And the only reason why people wanted him to stop going and doing live streams in the first place is because of his mental health. But instead of him realizing that it's because of his mental health that people didn't want him to live stream anymore, he felt like people were just attacking him. So then he would live stream even more and do more insane things. And then with these insane things, he'd say insane things, and he would do crazy things that would just, that would like ruin his brand even more. It's like self-sabotage at its finest. And again, he's in his 30s. He has a therapist. He has a lot of people around him that could give him the keys to progress in life. But instead, this is what happens when you have your whole entire life, pretty much the whole decade of his life, just making content on the internet. As much as Fousey wants to act like he's better than all the other streamers that he makes videos on or that he makes diss tracks on, he's the exact same way, if not worse. Him and Jack Doherty, pretty much the same damn person. Both use their girlfriends for clout, both do things for clout. The only thing is, Jack Doherty's a little worm and FouseyTube doesn't exploit his girlfriend for views. Neon, both pretty much clout chased and acted like lied to their audience to get to the top. Met Aiden Ross, and then that propelled their career. Same thing. The only ones that he didn't really connect with was like Kai Cenat. And then when Kai Cenat said that he didn't want him on his stream, then Fousey would say this.
I'll say this to Kai's face. He's too stupid to have me on his stream, respectfully. He's too media trained, PR, Nike brand, McDonald's, to have someone like me. And he copes behind, oh, I don't want you to embarrass yourself. No, you don't. You don't want to fuck up your bag. You don't respect me enough as a man to go on your stream and you don't have to act. Kai, been doing this since 2011. You came to my tour. No, I'm going to say this. We live in an era where you don't have to work hard for content. Why is Kai Cenat so great? Because while other motherfuckers decorate their backdrop with Party America decorations, Pokimane, this girl, Valkyrie was beautiful, but I have a wife now, so I'm not gonna hate on Valky, but all these other what do you supply to the internet or this world? Nothing. Why do you have cookies? Pokimane, why do you have cookies is the question. The response is gonna be, because I like cookies. What do you do to deserve to sell cookies for $30? Nothing. You sit in your bedroom, you Photoshop your pictures, you Facetune your pictures, Twitch view-botters.
Fousey will never change, and I continue to say this even with like the last videos I made on him. He will continue to act like a stuck-up little brat, and just like Vitaly, they'll use their audience to get to the top, ruin their reputation at the top, and then start from the bottom, and then blame other people for their actions. More so FouseyTube rather than Vitaly, but Fousey does this so often where he'll blame everybody under the sun but his own self for his actions. Again, he'll probably continue to be a big-ass jerk who just does all this stuff just for a little bit of clout. And we should come to understand that this is FouseyTube. This is the brand. This is what he does. And this is why I stopped making videos on him on my main channel. But if he does anything more that's really stupid, I'll let you know on this channel. Again, thank you for watching and subscribe to the channel to get more videos every week. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.